Panther is just come back from being AFK or what? I know he's not the most intelligent player. He's got to be a bot, surely. That's definitely a bot, isn't it?
What's that win rate? I mean, I know
44% and 400 efficiency.
That's terrible. He has to be a bot with 5k games.
An intelligent bot? Maybe the intelligent bot will win. What do you think?
If I was a betting man, I wouldn't put any money on it. Then again, the remaining tanks on the enemy team aren't great.
Oh god, is this Hetzer really going to 105 derp this 46? He is, but why is the 46 just so oblivious to what's going on behind him? Oh, come on!
Because looking at your map is hard.
Nah, he's a good player, man. He did better than
he did better than us. But yeah, I mean, I
don't think the Panther is a bot. I think he's just I think he's one of those trackpad players, you know, the fabled trackpad players.
That's entirely possible.
Shall we see if this trackpad player will win? Here we go.
Well,
Mr. Trackpad.
They're on low health.
I've got a feeling that Mr. Trackpad might win this.
He should. I mean,
can he do it?
They're not great players.
So here we can see the Trackpad in his natural habitat, camping in a bush near the base, waiting for the rest of his team to die, so he can valiantly defend the base against the last people alive. Usually, this is a fantastic opportunity for Mr. Trackpad, because usually he gets swamped by about 6-7 enemy tanks because he's done nothing for his team when he's top tier. But now Mr. Trackpad actually has an opportunity. We see that Mr. Trackpad has the opportunity to shoot the VK in the 302. He's using his turret to turn to look for the artillery, even though he knows that the VK is in front of him. He's going to go back into his natural habitat, the bush. He comes round the corner looking in the wrong place, but now he's ready. He has an SU-5 who's probably going to run out of ammunition rather than soon. But the Panther, of course, doesn't need to have a repair crew on his... he doesn't need to have the repair skill on his crew, because, you know, that's for noobs and all. So he just sits there, having taken the big shell from the VK302D, who tracks him again, doing full damage. Mr. Trackpad now is unable to shoot the opponents because of his poor gun depression in his Panther tank. But he soldiers on, venturing forth round the corner to find this VK302D, who again gets hit in the side of the tank. But Mr. Trackpad is trying to get him! He misses the first Trackpad shot! Must have been a slip of the finger there. You've got to feel sorry for this guy. He's trying to Trackpad this guy after all. He misses the second Trackpad shot. Don't worry, you'll get him this time, sir. Keep your frontal armor to the enemy. Oh, he made the first shot. Okay. The enemy VK is trying to confuse him with his wobbling, but he is staying firm. Okay, it's far too complicated to use his W and A and S D keys now, so he's just focusing on his trackpad movement skills. He's aiming directly for the enemy. He's trying to find the weak point. Oh, he made it! Mr. Trackpad has now realized that he has a WASD key again, and so now he's taken his 2 fingers firmly off the trackpad, which he was using to do what they call double micro, using 2 fingers to aim instead of 1. Now he's going forth to try and find this last artillery who's totally run out of ammunition before the game will end, you see. So what do you think about this all, Mr. Jingles?
Well, I think it's quite amusing because you see people with this kind of efficiency rating and they often have lots and lots and lots of Kolovanov's medals. And you think, well, he can't be that bad. But actually, he is. Because all he does is he sits in his ass the entire game until there are 4 or 5 enemies left, all one-shot kills, who all venture into the cap circle one at a time, thereby giving him a Kolovanov's medal.
Now we see that Mr. Trackpad must think that the enemy artillery has gone all the way west to try and get a more advantageous shot on him. Knowing that there's less than 4 minutes in the game, Mr. Trackpad must be completely sure that the enemy are anywhere apart from in the base before the timer runs out. So we see here that he's going to scout literally the entirety of the map while he waits, allowing this enemy artillery, who likely does not have any rounds left in his gun, the opportunity to go cap him. Now Mr. Trackpad decided that it was completely unfair that he had 300 health left. So Mr. Trackpad has very valiantly gone and driven off a cliff so that the artillery now has the opportunity to one-hit him. Very valiant and very fair play by Mr. Trackpad.
Also notice that Mr. Trackpad a very good sportsman is ensuring that he drives over every single piece of high ground in order to ensure that the artillery at least gets a spot on him and is able to prepare for the direction he's going to come from.
We can see also that Mr. Trackpad is being very valiant in the way that he uses his turret. Now he's noticed that his base is being capped by an artillery. Let us see if Mr. Trackpad can figure it out. We're going to give him the trackpad signal, where we spam the base. Okay, Mr. Trackpad turns his tank completely around, doing a 270-degree turn, because probably he's broken his A key a long time ago, so now he can only use his D key. Mr. Trackpad now realizes that you go faster if you follow the preordained map route of the roads on the map. So that's the quickest way for him to get back to base. Of course, it would be far too slow to go directly back to base, so Mr. Trackpad is going to retrace his steps all the way across the map, using the roads because you know they give you a plus 10% movement speed boost. Hopefully Mr. Trackpad will not kill himself along the way that he came by going along the route that gives him the movement speed boost along the road, you know, because he's playing a Panther tank and German tanks get the movement speed boost after all.
To be fair to Mr. Trackpad, he does at least know that there are no live enemy tanks along this route because he's been here before.
This is very true. This is very true, Mr. Jingles. You see, because he has been across this route, there can't be enemy tanks here. So he has a great opportunity to interrupt the cap and valiantly win the game. If he is to win here, this will be an overwhelming achievement for all of the trackpad players because this will be the first time that a trackpad player has ever won the game against two enemy tanks that have not been AFK at the same time. Now we're about to see if the SU-5 does have any ammunition left. Mr. Trackpad has seen his army, but he valiantly allowed the SU-5 to kill him because, you know, he wanted to drive off the cliff, so the SU-5 had to hit him at least only once instead of 3 times to be able to make the kill. I have to say that was some rather overwhelming win by the enemy, and we see that Mr. Trackpad was able to pull off 920 damage. When we inspect his trackpadding skills, we can see, oh, what tanks just crashed for me? You serious?
Oh.
I just tried to inspect him and it crashed. You serious?
Well, that's he sucked so much that even clicking on his stats.
Oh,
Let's have a quick look, shall we, Mr. Panther?
No, wait a minute. I want to guess his average damage first.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
I'm not allowed to look. I'm not allowed to look.
I'm just going to tell you, in the game, his potential damage received in that match was nearly 3,000.
Okay, World of Tanks took about 2 minutes to load his stats. Now he's going to show us. I want to guess his average damage in the Panther.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up his vehicle stats.
I've got it here. I'm going to just predict it. It was, I think it's between 200, maybe 400. I think it might be 358. That's what I'm going to go for, 358. Let's see.
I think you're slightly overestimating Mr. Trackpad's skills.
Damn it, we have overestimated the trackpad skills. He actually has 269. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't even know.
In 304 battles, he's killed 62 tanks.
Oh.
And been killed 222 times.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I've got nothing against this guy. I'm not being mean to him. I'm not calling him an idiot or anything. I'm just saying that, like, that was impressive.
It was, yes. You know, he could be 8 years old for all we know.
And I'm not hating on him. And, like, I think he gave it a pretty damn good go for someone who's obviously using a trackpad.
Yeah.
Have you noticed something that's really weird? That he's got 55% in his T150, and all the rest of his tanks he does really badly in. But just the T150, he's got a high win percentage. What's up with that?
Perhaps he should just stick to playing heavily armored Russian heavies.
I think he probably should. I think he might have found his position
His
of
niche.
win. The T150 might be his niche. He takes twice as much damage as he dishes it out, but still.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to take twice as much, if you're going to take 3 times as much damage as you dish out, you may as well be driving something with a lot of armor. Yeah.
Wow.
If that's the way you play, pick tanks that play to your playstyle.
Well, I think we need to add Ektar back into the conversation. I think you're right. I think we should create a chip in for him and send him a mouse.
And a muffler for his microphone.
Oh my God, not Ektar. I'm talking about the Panther.
Oh, right. Yeah.
How much ammo did the
Awesome,
SU-5
awesome.
left? He only had like 3 shots left. Can you believe that?
He only needed one.
Yeah, that couldn't have been more perfect. When he drove off that cliff to make himself only have 100 health left, I just knew that something bad was gonna. Oh my days! Oh, so.